I'm pleased to join the top-ranked batsman in Tests as well as one-day internationals, and he's only the second player in the history after Ricky Ponting to do that. I have with me Hashim Amla. Thanks a lot for talking to us, Hashim. First of all, what is the reason for your calmness at the crease?
I'm not too sure. Obviously, we just try and apply ourselves whenever we get the opportunity to bat. I think cricket's it's a funny game. You know, sometimes you win some and you lose some. So I don't think it doesn't make sense to get too worked up about things sometimes you can't control.
And you started off as a very orthodox Test batsman, and then you went on to score the fastest 3,000 ODI runs. I mean, beating Viv Richards by a mile. How did that come along?
I think with some experience, and unfortunately I managed to play some one-day cricket after I've played quite a few test matches. So I think getting used to international cricket was one of the reasons, you know, that experience at playing at the level. And being in a very good team kind of helps as well. And once you get on when you have a few good seasons, then one thing leads to another. And unfortunately it has gone well.
You're one of the few players who've been successful in all three formats. How difficult is it to adjust to all three?
Well, it does take a bit of time. These days, you go from a test match to a one-day in literally 3 or 4 days. So it does take a bit of adjusting. It's obviously mainly a mental adjustment because the batting skills kind of remain the same. I think it is a challenge, but fortunately, in the amount of cricket and the more and more we do it, the more used we get to it.
You are an inspiration to many who are starting off cricket. Who is your inspiration in cricket?
Well, I wouldn't say I have any inspirations in cricket. Growing up, I remember watching guys like Brian Lara, Steve Waugh. These were the guys that I enjoyed watching. Obviously, guys like Jacques Kallis as well. You know, amongst the South African players. So these are the guys that you kind of grew up watching and admired the way they played the game. And I think maybe watching them kind of builds this desire that you would love to play at international cricket.
Now, your average against England is phenomenal. That's just under 70 runs per innings. So, what's the reason for success? Do you really fancy the opposition? You like their bowling attack?
No, I'm not too sure. I think the last few series we've had against England, unfortunately, has gone well. One-day cricket such that, as I mentioned earlier, if you get on a good roll, you can kind of cash in. I think these days the wickets are really good to bat on, so I think maybe just on a couple of occasions I got on a good batting track.
And South Africa have in the past struggled in the latter stages of tournament cricket. What's the different, or is there any different approach this time around?
Well, I don't think it'll be too much of a different approach. Fortunately we managed to get through the group stages. We played some good cricket as well as some cricket that we need to improve on. I think that's kind of healthy going into a semi-finals because you want to be peaking at the right time. So we're hoping that we kind of get our skills right, learn from our mistakes that we have made, and put in a really good performance.
Thanks a lot for talking to us, Hashim.
Thank you very much.